this is Shaun Nordlie, Community Manager here at Hemlock Farms. It's now March, so your dues should have been paid last week on March 1st. If you have not done so, make sure you get that taken care of right away. Pretty soon barcodes will be turned off and you don't want to have that inconvenience. So get those dues paid. Another deadline that's coming up here is March 15th. Anybody in the toter program and uses curbside service for their trash, you need to get your decals on your toter. And if you paid your dues at the office, you were given those stickers right away. But if you sent your check in or you paid online, then you want to come into the office and get those decals so you can get those on. Again, March 15th, which is only a couple weeks away. After that, we won't be picking up those toters without those 26 stickers. So make sure you get in here, get those picked up so you don't have a stoppage in your curbside service. Board of Directors meeting was last Saturday. A few highlights from that meeting. One motion that we had from OPPI was to help work on any surveys that we want to send to the membership. And this is something that's in the strategic plan and will be in the strategic plan for 2026. We want to send surveys out whenever a committee is interested in getting information from the members about anything. Last year we sent about the hours at the clubhouse. Communications sent a couple of surveys out about how you get the news from us. And now Recreation's working on one for demographics and also for amenity use. So we're working on that. The motion from OPPI was that they have a subcommittee involved with that. What the board decided is that subcommittee will be involved after this recreation survey, not with this one. So going forward, any other surveys that come from committees, that's something that we'll try. Another discussion that we had last Saturday was about the mailroom, and as we are wrapping up phase 1 of that project, which is the inside phase, we started talking about the budget and any change orders that we've received on phase 1. And with that, we are over budget for that project. If you remember, in July of 2024, the membership approved that project. It is a CIF project for $700,000, and right now we're about $130,000 over. Those change orders come from a few different things, some permitting, and that's the main thing. Permitting changed throughout this whole process, but the garage that's in there, we needed to make that a fire-rated garage, so we had to make some changes with that. The bathrooms, which we had not planned on doing anything to the bathrooms, but we had to make those ADA compliant and also add access to those from the inside and from the back of the room, the mail room also. One of those change orders was the generator for the mail room, which was not included in the original project. When it was bid, during the bidding process, the cost of a generator was $50,000. But once we awarded the contract, the contractor was looking at the specifications of the generator and was able to get a smaller generator that all we really need in there is lights and heat. So we are adding that about half the cost of what was originally priced out. So a few things that came up that have made that project over budget. And we also talked about the philosophy of projects, and really prior to the mailroom we always said let's spend as little money as possible before we take it to the membership. So for the mailroom we got concept drawings and estimates for the price, and then took it to the membership for approval, and then started working on permitting and design and all of that. And the mailroom project showed us that we really can't do that. So for the pavilion we changed that up, and we actually talked to the contractors before going to the membership, got pricing, awarded that contract before we went to the membership. So we had better concrete pricing, and for that project we're actually right about budget for that. So it's a much better way of doing things, but unfortunately with the mailroom we are over budget, and we're going to have to deal with that overage. So that's what the board was talking about. No decisions were made this past Saturday, but we will be making a decision in the next month or two about how we pay for that, if that's something we bring back to the membership for a vote this July. So I'll keep you updated on any changes there and what's going on with the mailroom. If you attended the board meeting, you'd also have heard the discussion that we were contacted last week by the FBI, and what this has to do with is an IP address that's tied to a modem at one of our well houses was pinged, and they do their monitoring out there, and this one came about. So they called us to let us know about that. We checked into it. We do use a third party to monitor our system for the wells, and we did not show anything that showed that possibly somebody could have done anything to our well houses. We also have procedures in place to make sure that if anything were to be changed or anything different in those well houses, we have an app, and our Director of Public Works, Zappy, and also our licensed water operator, John Cordero, get alerts. So if there's any changes there, we also are in those well houses every day to check levels, and at no time have we seen anything. So at this point, we see no issue with this, no concern with this, but it is something that the FBI wanted to let us know. We are doing a few changes to making changes to the modems and a few other items that our IT department will be taking care of because of this. But again, there's no evidence at all that there was any issue at all with our well houses or any problems at all with the water system. We also had our attorneys present for members' time. At the January meeting, we got some questions and a couple comments that maybe we should have our attorneys join us for members' time. So we brought them for the February meeting, and hopefully it was beneficial for those that were attending. Not something that we'll do all the time, but I think it was a good idea to have them there and answer any questions that members might have. That's all I have for this week. Check out Zappy and the Digging Deeper video. Recreation Rundown was sent out on Wednesday with all the activities, and we're starting to get busy. You've got the casino night coming up next week. Make sure you get your tickets for that. So, always a fun event. Everybody have a good weekend. Take care.